What's up, guys? John Carlos here from Total Body Training, where I help people get lean, gain muscle, and build confidence. And today, I have another awesome interview, except this time it's with Kimberly Verbeke. She is the co-owner of K2 Cryospa, and she's also a wellness coach at K2 Cryospa. In this interview, we go over a few really cool fitness and health tips, talk about baby steps. If you know me and my program here, I'm not about changing everything in your life at once. I'm all about changing little things and building those up over time, and we kind of talk about that. We also talk about adrenal fatigue and other health-related issues that a lot of people struggle with and don't realize that they're dealing with, and a little bit about changing your habits and how to build new habits. So, without further ado, here's my interview with Kimberly Verbeke. Enjoy. Hey guys, what's up? John Carlos here with Total Body Training. I'm here with my friend Kimberly Verbeke. Say hi. And we're at K2 Cryospa. She is one of the co-owners here, and along with her husband Steve. Mm-hmm. And if you tuned in last week, you know that me and Steve talked a little bit about cryotherapy, and now Kim is going to talk about her background and what she does here. So you can just look in.
So basically what I do is health coaching. A real integrative approach, kind of functional. When you think of functional medicine,
yeah.
A little bit of everything, right? So maybe there's a little bit of Western mixed in with a lot of Eastern and Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine. Really thinking about what heals your body from what's going on at the root, right? So instead of your oil light in your car coming on and you putting a Band-Aid over it, you take it to the auto repair guy and say, hey, something's going on, I'm losing oil. And you're going to fix the root of what's going on and causing illness in your body.
And so we call that's also called functional medicine, right?
Yes.
So I really like this idea because a lot of times when we go to a doctor, he kind of just addresses the problem and kind of masks it. Mm-hmm. So if you have like any kind of pain or something, they'll give you something to kind of cover that up instead of addressing the real issue.
Exactly.
So it seems like the real issue never gets addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, for example, I had someone say to me that they were having migraines. What could they do for it? And they said, I went to my doctor and my doctor gave me medication. And I said, could you maybe just try cutting out the diet Sprite for a few days, maybe a week, and see what happens? They're kind of like, why? I said, well, aspartame can cause migraines. And I don't think they had a lot of confidence in that until after they tried it. And they were like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a headache. And, sometimes really, really simple things can make a huge change in someone's life. Food is medicine, or it can be the opposite of medicine.
Yeah. Have you had the opportunity or the experience of suggesting certain kinds of foods and people benefiting from that? Has that been something that you've seen?
Absolutely. I think a lot of times it's been from things I've been through myself. Cutting dairy, trying to keep like gluten products at a minimum. Mm-hmm. There are certain things that are so in our diet, and they're added to so many things we eat, and that ends up causing allergies for a lot of people, or intolerances. Steve, for example, was having horrible stomach problems for a while, and finally figured out that it was gluten. Cut it out, and he feels like a new person. So, I think sometimes if we're just willing to try making some changes in our diet, a lot of times you'll see very quick results when you get rid of something that's causing a lot of inflammation in your body.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, and I think that maybe cutting some of those foods, it can be difficult at first because they're very addictive. So like people kind of forget that, or people sometimes don't realize that when you eat a lot of bread and things that gets converted into sugar, and you're getting some of your energy and you're getting this little boost from eating that stuff, and it's making a lot of people irritable or unhappy or feel sick, and they don't know it, they don't recognize it
because they're so used to feeling that way. It's just become normal to them. When they get rid of it, they get rid of brain fog, they get rid of falling asleep in the afternoon, upset stomach, upset intestines. It can make a huge difference in someone's life. And for me, I feel like if I say to someone, hey, try cutting this out of your diet, and they're like, well, I can give you a great example. I've drank coffee my entire life.
Oh no, coffee, that's my addiction. That's my one
vice.
Yes. Oh, but no, not right now. You go on. I'll tell you my problem with coffee.
Drank coffee for my whole life, and not all day, 1 or 2 cups in the morning, that's it. And when I found out I had adrenal fatigue, a lot of doctors that really specialize in adrenal fatigue or naturopaths recommend no stimulants because it's just too taxing on your adrenals. And I was like, I don't drink that much. I'm just going to keep drinking it. And I did that for a really long time. And then last October, my mom kind of convinced me to try giving it up. And I gave it up in the middle of October. And by the middle of December, I was like, oh my God, I feel better. Like, I feel better. Yeah. And an acid test for me was, my husband and I were with some friends in Houston, and we got up in the morning and had breakfast and sat, and I forgot, because I would have decaf or some kind of coffee alternative. I was having coffee, and I had like 3 cups of this really strong coffee, and I felt so lousy all day, and I was like, okay, that's it. That did it for me. I didn't have any desire to have it, because there was such a noticeable difference in how I felt. It made it worth giving it up.
Yeah, and so would you say it was like your mood that was changed? What was different?
Probably more my energy level.
Okay.
I just felt more energetic and less, I don't want to say irritable, but I just felt edgy from it. And that, for me wasn't a good feeling. Especially I travel a lot, and so that's taxing on your body. You need extra rest. So just kind of learning, like really paying attention and going, yeah, I feel better. I just overall felt better. So
I know the exact feeling because I would almost to the point binge drink my coffee when I first started my company. Okay. So when I first started Total Body Training, I had just moved into a new studio. I run the place all by myself, if you know me, and I remember I'd go to local coffee. I love local coffee; they're great. But like, there should be a limit as to how much coffee you can drink.
Kind of like alcohol.
Yes. Like somebody should cut me off.
If you're shaking.
Yeah. And that's how I was. It was bad, and so like it was crazy too because I had so much work to get done, and I thought, oh, I'm getting so much done. But then it's like halfway through the day I would crash and have another one, and then I'm up late and I can't sleep and I'm irritable and I'm getting into arguments that I wouldn't normally get into.
Right.
And then my stomach was feeling terrible. I remember I would drink that and I would be able to drink coffee and go to sleep, which is not...
I'm the same way.
I'm
the same way.
That's not a good thing.
It doesn't mean it doesn't affect your sleep. It doesn't mean it doesn't affect your REM sleep or your really deep sleep. So I always was that way. I'm like, well, I can drink a cup of coffee and go straight to bed. But it does have an effect on your nervous system. So whether you really notice it or not doesn't mean it's not having an adverse effect on you. And the thing is, people are like, well, coffee has health benefits. Absolutely. I just think we live in a world where everything is about stimulation. We have constant stimulation through the things we drink, through social media, through computers, our phone. We're constantly being stimulated. So it's really, really hard on your endocrine system to have constant stimulation. Our bodies weren't made for that.
Yeah, you pointed out something interesting there that you you said at the very beginning that we have that it's not that there's health benefits to drinking coffee, but we also have all these other stimulations and things like that. Yeah, it definitely would seem that a lot of people, will read the pop science of something, so they'll read like something on like, no offense, but like Cosmo or Men's Health or something that just that'll say something really nichey and cool, like. If you drink wine, you're gonna feel it's gonna help you because of oxytocin, well, not oxytocin, the antioxidants. Yeah, they're in it. But like, there's the whole other problem where if you overdrink wine, it affects your hormones and it affects your mood,
weight, your sleep.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so it's like, and the health properties in there are so minuscule. You could get that from something else, like fruit. Absolutely.
You can get if you need more of a stimulant, if you're feeling tired, maybe your body needs some extra B vitamins. Maybe you need some iron. There's other things. You need to look at what's going on if you constantly need something that stimulates you to kind of get you through or get you over the edge so you can start your day. For me, I can say it felt good because I've always been like, oh God, if I'm going somewhere, where am I going to get my coffee in the morning? Because it just was such a habitual thing. Now I can take, a bag of tea or there's a lot of chicory coffee alternatives that taste awesome, and I have that instead.
What's chicory coffee?
It's just made from chicory. It's almost looks like instant coffee. You just dump it in some hot water and boom.
So you just miss the taste, is what you...
I do miss the taste, and sometimes I have decaf because I want that taste. I love the smell and the taste. It's so good. And, you know, I can't say that I'll, you know, every once in a great while I do have a cup of caffeinated coffee, but for me, I've just paid attention to how I feel, and I feel better without the extra stimulant, without the caffeine.
It seems like a lot of what you recommend to your clients is focusing on like the difference between how you feel and, well, like what things make you feel like as opposed to what you think you're supposed to do or what you've been told to do.
Right.
You mentioned when we weren't filming a little bit about like intuitively eating or intuitively you know, living your life. Can you explain that a little bit again?
So, like I was telling you before, I spent many, many years eating super high protein, super low carb, to the point that in retrospect, it wasn't healthy. I didn't eat enough vegetables. Everything had to be, you know, protein, so there were no carbs in it. Now, I think, you know, the training that I've gone through, I believe with all my heart, you know, our bodies we have intuition that we were born with. If we pay attention to that intuition, it tells us what we need, right? So aren't there ever days that you wake up and you go, man, I feel like I need a steak. I need some meat. Like I need some, right? And there's other days you wake up and you go, I need a salad or some vegetables. Like your body tells you what you need, and it's not prepackaged or deep fried.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention to your body, it's going to tell you, you know, if I work with somebody, let's say that's a vegan, I really believe that if that's what someone wants to do, that's awesome. It's just really important, no matter how you're eating or what diet you're on, to remember that your body's needs can change. And so just be aware of that and pay attention to it, because while you may not be eating any kind of meat now, there may be a point where your body needs it. You know, I know someone that's vegetarian that occasionally, every few months, will have red meat because they feel like their body needs it. And to me, that's really, really smart, to eat in a way that is not in this little box of, oh gosh, everything has to fit in here or I can't do it, but instead going, you know, I've had some extra stress, I've been doing a lot lately, I probably do need some extra B vitamins, maybe some iron, I'm going to have a steak, or I'm going to have a burger. I just think it's it makes a lot of sense. It's really logical.
Yeah, and that makes sense too, because our ancestors didn't eat like packaged food or didn't eat like a specific thing all the time.
Right.
They just couldn't, you know, like before people were refrigerating things. Like it wasn't like people were always having chicken and broccoli.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
Which is like a bro diet. Like, you know, they had you know, maybe a little bit more variety depending on the part of the globe they were from.
Right, absolutely.
So where do you factor in things like eating food that is unhealthy? Do you think that there's a space for that? You know, when I mean unhealthy, I mean, what comes to mind when I say unhealthy for you? Because this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. Go on.
You know, here's how I feel. I feel wholeheartedly that if you tell someone I can't have it, then it's just like, oh gosh, I want it. I can't ever have it again. I think if you give yourself space to have things that maybe you know aren't so good for you, but you really enjoy, you know, kind of the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you're eating is really good for you, and 20% maybe isn't the best, but it also, you know, it's the stuff like maybe it's the cup of coffee or the glass of wine that you're like, okay, I feel good now, right? So that's important too, because your mental well-being and your physical well-being are combined. So if you're balancing that, I don't believe that it's going to harm you to, you know, have one donut every Saturday if that's your thing. You just can't have a donut every morning, right? It's about finding balance, and balance being on, you know, weighing heavier on the side of being very healthy, and then you have this room for some things that are treats.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that, because sometimes people do refer to balance, but what they don't recognize is that there's a big imbalance in the balance that they're suggesting.
Right,
So like, you know, for example, someone's form of balance might be, you know, just drinking, you know, the same amount they were drinking before, but doing it one less day a week, or eating a donut every day but skipping one day. And what they're not recognizing is that they're not really changing a whole lot. And while those are good baby steps, taking one thing out at a time, you need to kind of like gradually progress. I'm really all about baby steps. I think, like, at least for me, I don't know if you feel that way.
I agree. It's if you want someone to implement change, it needs to be manageable. Let's say you come in and you tell me, whatever you're trying to achieve, and I say, okay, you have to quit this. I tell you 5 things you have to quit and 5 things you have to start. Do you think you're going to do any of that?
No.
It's not manageable. What I try to do is, if I'm working with someone, give them 1 or 2 things each time we meet that they can work on. Because one or 2 things are manageable. Maybe it's drink an extra glass of water every day, and if you normally go to sleep at 10, let's try going to sleep at 9:30 every night, and let's see if those 2 changes, how those make you feel. So really small things that are really manageable can make huge changes in someone's life.
And people really underestimate that, I love that idea, because that's what I recommend to my clients. So, like, I get people, all the time, obviously I work mostly with the weight loss population, but I get people coming to me and they're like, I want to lose weight, and so I want to go out and buy protein, and I want to go out and buy, supplements, and I want to go out and, do X, Y, and Z, and I want to take a yoga class, and I want to take a spin class. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, no.
It's never going to work.
It's not going to work. You've got to start with one thing. You're going to overwhelm yourself. And I think there's something cultural about that, where we think, like, you've got to do it all at one time or it's not going to work.
Back to the constant stimulation.
Yeah, because that's what we see. We're told, like, we turn on Instagram and we see, like, the fitness model who's doing, one day she's, working out and doing this, and the next day she's drinking a special detox tea, and the next day she's doing something else, and it seems so glamorous, but we aren't really thinking these things through. Like, if that person's even doing that stuff, we don't know.
Because it's so easy to kind of present this false life.
It is. I find that baby steps are better. So everything I do with my clients is, like, you come in and you train first. Don't worry about your diet. Then you worry about your diet.
That's so smart. It's so smart. I really believe that that's what works with people. Because I've been really active my whole life, when I have someone come to me and go, what exercise should I do? What do you think I should do? I'm like, what do you like? Because if you choose something you enjoy, you're way more likely to stick with it. So if you like walking, walk every day. If you like riding your bike, ride. If you like lifting weights, lift weights. Pick something that you enjoy, because if it's something you hate, you're not going to do it. I've known people that are like, I do this and I hate it. I'm like, well, I think how good is that for their body if they're actually mentally going, I don't want to do this, I hate this, right? So pick something you enjoy, and I think way more likely to stick with it, and then baby steps from there,
Yeah, I like it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the adrenal stuff that we were talking about before. We kind of addressed that a little bit here. I'm someone who's struggled with that, but I don't have the level of experience that you have. So can you explain, like, what adrenal fatigue looks like, how somebody would know what that feels like to have that?
So, I guess probably the first thing I noticed when I started, as I refer to it, getting sick, because that's how I felt sick. I was getting ready to run a marathon, and I was doing a 22-mile run with my brother one Sunday. And the whole time, I didn't feel good. I felt like, if anybody is a runner, they'll know that, maybe your first mile and a half, your body's kind of going, what are you doing? Your lungs are screaming, and then everything just settles down, and it's just easy. And you run, and, it's awesome. I love running, and I love that feeling you get once you get into it, you're warmed up. I never got that. I felt really, really bad. Ended up going to the doctor the next day. My potassium was very, very out of balance. They recommended I not run the marathon. I did it anyway.
Okay.
And
like any good athlete.
That's all right, right? Yeah. So, ran it, felt really bad, and within 3 months, I had very, very, literally, maybe even less than 3 months, gained about 30 pounds. And I was like, something's wrong with me. Went to a couple of different doctors, had a bunch of different tests. No, you're fine, everything's perfect. I'm like, I feel like I'm dying. And I really, I know that sounds dramatic, but it's how I felt. Like when you wake up and you have a lot of energy and you're used to going all the time and you feel like you can hardly drag yourself out of bed, it's not normal. And I had one medical doctor tell me that I should just accept that I was 35 and I had gained a little weight. Like this, no part of this is normal. Like your body, you just don't go from 100 miles an hour to I can't even move, and that's not a normal thing. So just really started digging in and started reading and found I had a lot of symptoms of adrenal fatigue. Finally had a cortisol test, an oral cortisol test, and I had very, very little cortisol in my body in the morning, which is when you should. So, I just started, I love to read, fortunately, and just started really digging in and finally found a doctor that really practices functional medicine, and also started paying attention to how different things, that I do make me feel. Running really wasn't an option for me anymore. Just any kind of endurance sport was not a good idea. So quit that.
Because you were so fatigued from everything. Yeah.
And it really taxes your endocrine system to do adrenals or to do endurance sports. So just kind of stuck with either doing short HIIT workouts or lifting. And have been more aware of my sleep, more aware of just how things make me feel. Even when I take supplements, there's, you go, I don't feel any difference. I don't think this is going to do anything for me. Or you find something that really makes a difference in how you feel. Through some research, I found a couple of supplements that made a huge difference in how I felt.
Which supplements are you taking? Which kinds do you prefer?
So there's a company out of Germany called Terry's Naturally. Really, really superior, clean products. They're probably a little more expensive than a lot of, saying like, oh, this is a B vitamin. It's probably a little more expensive than your average B vitamin, whatever it may be, but really, really good products. They have a sublingual glutathione that's really important. If you have
I don't know what that is. Yeah. Can you tell me? It's not just for you guys. I don't know what she's talking about, so share.
Sure. It's actually considered the master antioxidant.
Okay.
So that's the long and short of it. Don't take an oral supplement that you swallow. It's never going to get to your liver. It needs to be sublingual or intravenous.
Okay.
So sublingual is easy, right? You don't always have time or, doctors in the area that do intravenous treatments. Sublingual glutathione. I take some other supplements for my adrenals. Take lots of B vitamins.
Okay.
It's really, really important for your adrenals. And then just pay attention, try to stay away from stimulants. Try to get good sleep, There's nothing, there's a doctor, Alan Christensen, he has a clinic in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he recommends for when somebody has adrenal fatigue, and I know people are going to go, come on, I can't do that, but he says take a staycation or go somewhere and don't get out of bed for 3 days, because it's one of the best things you can do to heal your body. And I know it's not easy to do, but once in a great while, just like, I've never done this in my whole life, but I'll, on a Saturday morning and not get up till 11, I'll lay in bed and read, and it just is healing when your body can rest, and it is different than being upright, because you have the two branches of your nervous system, and a lot of people don't know that, but, you need the branch of your nervous system that heals you and repairs you, that's active when you're laying down, so it is different than being up, so just, find little ways to take care of yourself and incorporate really good nutrition and rest.
Yeah, you're talking about self-care, which is
absolutely.
something that people kind of forget about, to take breaks, to rest. And sometimes people associate, unfortunately, self-care with like things that also hurt you. So like, to them, like self-care is like having a drink after work, or not. There's a time and a place for that.
Sure, but that's not really self-care.
No, it's not.
It can have its moments, but as a whole, self-care is, I'll give you an example. There's times I'll be with my coworkers and we'll be somewhere and everybody's going to stay up late, and it sounds fun to do what they're doing. I know my body needs rest, so I choose to go to bed at 10 o'clock, which seems reasonable to me as opposed to staying up till 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it really is knowing that that's going to have a longer effect than 1 or 2 days on my body, since it's struggling to heal itself, or working hard, I should say, to heal itself. I want to give it all the extra fuel it can to heal, and not stay in a place of just not feeling great.
Yeah, so really actually thinking through like how your body feels and what the decisions that you're making right now are going to cause you to feel, really not just in the future, but like in the tomorrow future.
Absolutely.
You know, because if you're paying attention to it, you're not going to feel well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you'd like to share? I feel like we could talk about a lot of stuff here.
Sure.
Is there anything you'd like to share, anything that's been on your mind in terms of health and wellness that you'd like to share with our audience?
You know, really just, I think, being open to changing. You know, so many times people get in a rut of doing, I've done this and it's always worked. Be willing to open the door to something new, and try something new, because sometimes you try something different and it can make a huge difference in your life and how you feel.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, I like it. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Hey guys, if you liked my interview, please click the subscribe button, follow my channel, or come visit me here at Total Body Training in San Antonio, Texas. Work out with us, get a feel for what we do here. And yeah, hit the like button right at the bottom right here and share this with your friends. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.